Railways of Crotoonia, Rishaira, Grace, and the Big Branch Build. Written and illustrated by MilanToon. Models and sets produced by MilanToon, Soren Hermansen, Cylon, and Sodor P. Narrated by Kitten Sneeze.
Rishaira and Grace are two mighty machines of very different types. Rishaira is a miniature tank engine with emerald paint, green hair, and a small stumpy funnel. Grace is a miniature mobile crane with yellow paint, purple hair, and a big bulky funnel. Together, they work on the Chipperton and Swahili Railway, taking care of work around the wharfs, freight yards, and stations that span the whole railway. The two took on quite a few construction jobs together, and this story is about one of them. It was 2 days before the grand opening of one of the longest jobs the two had ever taken on, the construction of a brand new branch line running from Ashton Goods Depot to Bakerloo Bakery. The bakery was to provide bread, cakes, pastries, and more to the busy Swahili Water Park Resort, and the railway had won the contract to build and run the new service. Rishaira and Grace had been working brilliantly on the build, but their friend Scott, the kindly and towering express engine, was a little worried. "Shouldn't you two rest up a bit? You've been building from dawn and dusk for a whole week." "Nothing Rishaira and Grace can't handle," said Rishaira, with the steam of 1,000 suns. "We're on our final stretch now."
Aye, and it'd be a mighty shame if we up and chuff off to the sheds at this point.
But Scott could tell by how hard they were working that trouble might be creeping up sooner than they'd like. That afternoon, Grace was putting down a new line of track into a fresh foundation trench the mini digger had dug. But as she was slowly lowering the piece into position, she could feel something slipping. And then... clink! Her arm let down fast and her track piece slammed onto the ground. It wasn't damaged, but Grace couldn't lift. Grace was shunted to a siding by Rishaira while they waited for a mechanic. Grace was sad that she had to stop work, especially when it was so close to finishing.
"No worries,"
whistled Rishaira.
"I can level the ballast while we wait."
Rishaira was soon fitted with her grader, and she was soon pushing lots and lots of ballast onto the tracks to make it strong and sturdy. But while she was smoothing out the heaviest ballast, bang!
"Oh, cumbersome couplings,"
puffed out Rishaira. She had derailed because of some bigger chunks of rock. Not all the ballast she fetched had been crushed properly. Now Grace and Rishaira were out of action until further notice. They sat at their little campground feeling very miserable.
"How will we finish and test the line before opening?"
cried a very sad Rishaira.
"The other engines went away to the other railways."
At that point, Trench, who knew the engines had been working themselves to the frame, had decided, "It's time to take action." Trench is not as fast as a railway engine or the dump trucks that collected and brought up all the dirt and ballast, but he hurried through the dark of the night to the town of Burmabur, where a certain locomotive was finishing a late-night special. And thanks to the two working hard through the night, there was quite a surprise for Rishaira and Grace. As they woke up, there, with a greater plow on his front, Trench next to him, and a freshly completed railway line, was Scott!
"Blow my brake pipes!"
whistled Rishaira.
"How in blazes did you get that lot done in one night?"
chuffed Grace. "Well," said the usually quiet express engine, "I had the best teachers in building a tank engine could ask for. And the fastest digger on these lines," chortled Trench. Rishaira and Grace were delighted to see their new line complete, though Scott recommended they still stay in their shed for the day. Scott and Trench worked together to test and fix all the final problems with the line as they slept, and soon, the line was ready for deliveries to travel on. And it was a good thing Rishaira and Grace got to rest, because the next day was the opening party and parade. The team was over the moon with the reception they'd gotten. Miss Ciella, the Fantasyland and Fairy Tale Railway Traction Company Limited manager, and Sir Alan Featherington, the overseer of all the Crotoonian railways, had brought over medals in honor of their hard work, and the bakery even baked a special cake to celebrate the completion of the brand new goods line. It was the best pre-opening party anyone ever had. After the celebration, everyone gathered at the platform for the official opening ceremony of the Bakerloo Bakery branch line. I now declare this valuable new addition to our smallest railway open, declared Miss Ella. And now, the builders who worked round the clock to build you this beautiful new service will take you to the resort with our first load of cakes and buns. And the Chipperton team, proud and strong, puffed off with the party together.